Hello Aries, this is Teresa from Tarot by T, and welcome to November. Thank you for subscribing and liking my channel, and thank you for the comments. I really appreciate all of them, and I read them. And thank you for those of you who've wanted a reading, thank you for your business. And so I'm getting ready to do your reading. And before I do that, I'm going to ring these bells and call in some good energy. May only the highest forces be present at this reading to ensure that the truth be told. Okay, so what does Aries need to know about their love life in November? What's coming up in November in love and life? What does Aries need to know about love in November and anything else that's important for November? May only the highest forces be present to ensure that the truth be told. Okay, let's see what we have here. Oops. The Queen of Pentacles, the Page of Swords, the Three of Wands, the Queen of Cups, the Ace of Wands, the Five of Swords, the Nine of Cups, the Queen of Swords, the Ace of Cups, and the Hangman. Well, this is an interesting mix of cards. All right, let's start with the Queen. The Queen of Pentacles crossed by the Page of Swords. The Queen of Pentacles could be someone in your life who is very down-to-earth, practical. If it's a person that you're dealing with, this person cares very much about material things, her home, entertaining. You know, she works really hard for her money and she enjoys the things that money can buy. But with the Page of Swords crossing the reading, now sometimes when a court card falls in the middle, it can represent people that you're involved with, but it can also represent qualities within yourself that you need to develop. So the Queen has a lot of talents, but may not be aware of what those talents are, or may be insecure about those talents. Especially with this Page of Swords crossing her. You may have to have a difficult conversation with someone. The Page of Swords is a card about spying. It's a card about gossip. Sometimes it's a card about you need to look deeper into a situation. So maybe your views of this person are not accurate, or you're not seeing things clearly. You're not communicating properly. Sometimes the Page of Swords can mean that you're dealing with someone who can be difficult. Or there's like difficult behavior involved. There's manipulation, or the communication can be harsh. So either you're having a conversation with this person, and you need to be careful how you say things or how you present yourself, or this person may come down on you with some kind of harsh communication. It's because I'm also seeing the Five of Swords in the future, and that's a card of victimization. So, or hostility. So somebody might be, you may feel victimized by someone, or you might be the one who's trying to take advantage of someone's kindness. So you have to think. The Three of Wands in the past shows success in some venture, like you might have put some energy towards some new creative project or new project in career, and you're starting to see results. Things are starting to work out for you. If you were in a career situation, you're starting to see maybe work come back. You know, if you're looking for a job, you're getting offers, or if you're doing work for others, you know, you're getting more business. This is a victory card. The threes are birth cards, or the fruit of your labors starting to show. So if you feel like, you know, I've been working and working and I have nothing to show for it, you're starting to see results of your hard work. So things are coming back to you. There's this Queen of Cups in your recent past. So it's possible that you might be letting go of this person, or you might have had a falling out with this person. Because the Queen of Cups is someone who's very sensitive, very creative, very psychic, a healer. You know, the cups are usually healers of the zodiac. They're water signs, usually Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and they are very, very sensitive. The Pentacles, on the other hand, are the earth signs. They're very down to earth. So that could be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And that could represent people, but it could also represent, if they don't represent people that you're dealing with, it doesn't have to be true. It could just be the personality of the card, not necessarily the sign of the card. So where the Queen of Pentacles is someone who's very concerned about security and making money so that they can be financially secure, and they really appreciate the things that money can buy because that makes them feel safe. The Queen of Cups is more concerned about creativity and helping others. They're not so materialistic as the Queen of Pentacles. So this could be a person that you have dealt with in the past, and I'm not too sure. These two women are facing opposites of each other. So it could be that they've had a falling out, or they're not speaking, or they're not seeing eye to eye on some issue. So there's a little bit of a disconnect here with these two people. So it could be that you've had a misunderstanding with someone who has once been really caring about you, compassionate for you, shown compassion for your situation, and now you feel like you're drifting away, or you've had a disagreement and you're not on speaking terms. You have the Ace of Wands in the future. The Ace of Wands in the future is a new beginning that's coming up, and you have actually two aces in this reading, the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Cups. So this, and the Nine of Cups. So things are going to start working out for you. The only problem I see are these two sword cards here, the Five of Swords and the Page. So I feel like this could be self-sabotaging behavior. Like you have a lot of potential around you, you have a lot of good things around you, but you may be acting up in a way that hurts you rather than helps your chances. So you have people who care, you have opportunities coming up in the future, but you're not stepping up to the plate. You're not taking responsibility for your actions, or you're doing things that others perceive as negative. Like you might, people around you might feel like they're being victimized, or you're taking advantage of their kindness. Because another meaning of the Five of Swords, because the Five of Swords is always the victim. You feel victimized. Someone feels victimized. It could be you. It could be people around you. It also means that you have to accept the limitations of a situation. Maybe you're not seeing things clearly, and you're not accepting the reality of something. Maybe there's the relationship that you're in. You're not seeing the reality. You're living in a fantasy of what you want to be real, rather than accepting what's real and seeing the limitations. So you have to, it can also represent a battle that might come up where you have to fight for something. But the card is saying, do not retaliate. Because if someone is not treating you, if someone's treating you poorly, for example, and you go into battle with this person, you're going to fight a battle that you can't win, and both people will wind up losing. So it's better, and that's again where this communication card comes in, this Page of Swords. You have to have a delicate conversation with someone. that does not lead to harshness or revenge or hostility. You have to, if you want something from someone, or if you need to resolve a conflict, you need to do it in a diplomatic way. I think that's what these two cards are talking about. Because there's so many positives in this reading that this is just a warning of how to handle the communication. Don't fight a battle that you can't win. Don't feel like you might be in a competitive situation where you feel like you have to one-up someone or retaliate. That's not going to be the wise decision. That will not lead to a happy outcome, because both people will wind up getting hurt and you'll be severing ties. On the other hand, you have the Nine of Cups here. The Nine of Cups is, yes, you can get everything that you want, everything that you're wishing for in November. You're going to have some new beginnings coming up. You've already had some success with the Three of Wands, and now the Nine of Cups, but it falls in your negative thinking sector. So you're thinking, oh, I don't know. You're doubting that success is possible. You're doubting that you can get what you want. But you have that potential with the Nine of Cups. So there are good cards in this reading, but there are some cautionary cards also. So now in your environment, you have the Queen of Swords. Now this could represent in a relationship that you feel like someone in your life, in your environment, is being really harsh with you. Because the Queen of Swords is this off with your head kind of energy. She can be harsh. She can be very independent. I don't need anybody. She can be an air sign. She can be what's the air signs? Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. And she's been through a lot. This is the person. But, so she has these walls around her. She acts tougher than she really is. It's just a defense mechanism. And it's possible that you might feel that you have this difficult conversation with this person. Maybe in this situation you're leaving behind, if this Queen of Cups if it doesn't represent a person that you're leaving behind, then it could represent qualities within you that you've decided you need to move away from. Like maybe you've been too giving and too compassionate in a situation. And you need to start setting some boundaries because people have been taking advantage of your kindness. Or it could also mean that you're starting something new that involves intuitive, some kind of healing profession or healing project or endeavor, healing or psychic, intuitive counseling, something like that, because you have this new beginning, this Ace of Wands. But I'm seeing, I don't know, gossip, victimization. It's possible that this Queen of Swords might be talking behind your back or gossiping about you. So you may have to have an honest conversation with someone. I think someone may have the wrong impression of you, or you need to straighten something out. You need to explain, to create harmony. You need to have a conversation, not to retaliate. If someone does something that you consider an attack or a hostile act, don't retaliate. Instead, communicate for peace. That's what I would say. In your wish fulfillment sector, you have the Ace of Cups. That's a new beginning in love. And, it's related to this Nine of Cups. So you might be thinking also with the Hangman of giving something up for something better. Like you're going to be moving on. So there could be, I see what it is now. Okay. It could be that you're existing in a situation that you feel like you're in a hostile environment. That people are not being fair to you or not being kind to you. And so rather than try to fix it, you might decide to just start over with some new endeavor. Because like there's these new beginnings coming up. And this is leaving something behind and moving on to something better. So you might just decide to leave a situation that you feel can't be fixed. You feel like, I've given my energy to this. I can't fight to win. I'm better off just moving on and starting over somewhere else, or starting with somebody else. So it could be a new relationship. You decide to leave one relationship for another. Or you decide to move on in a career situation. Because you're having a difficult time with someone who is being kind of unfair with you. You feel you've been treated unfairly, and this person's just hard to reach. You can't get through to them. So you may decide to just move on. And it's going to be a difficult choice, because with the Hangman, someone might be making you the scapegoat for their problems. So you're getting the blame, even though you're not guilty, really. They're putting it on you. And so the Hangman sometimes can mean, in certain situations, it can mean treason or a traitor. Like someone betrays you. You feel betrayed in a situation. Also, it could mean that you're making a sacrifice. You're giving something up that you're not really ready to give up, but you feel like you have no other choice. But one thing about the Hangman is you will be moving on to something better. So the future will be better, but there will be some regret about what you have to give up, because it's not a no-brainer situation. There are a lot of good things in the situation that you really don't want to give up. But with the Nine of Cups here, you need to just think more positively, and you should not be afraid to have some conversation. Don't be so isolated. Have a difficult conversation with someone. You need to have that conversation. It's not so much what you say, it's how you say it. So it's possible also that in your communication style, you've been a little bit abrupt or a little bit harsh. And so you might have hurt someone's feelings. And so you're having a falling out with someone who's extremely sensitive. So this person is really sensitive. So you may feel like, well, I'm just telling it like it is. And they're feeling that they're being hurt unfairly, or they're being treated unfairly. So you have some conflict to work out in November. And it is possible that one of you might be moving on, feeling that I can't fix this, I need to move on. So that's my message for November. I think you have a lot of good possibilities with these two aces and the Nine of Cups. The aces are always a new cycle, a new beginning. So I think the future looks promising. But you do have this conflict to resolve. You will have a conflict to resolve with someone that you once cared about, or that you did. It could be a work relationship where you care very much about this person, or in a romantic situation where you just have to have that difficult conversation and you have to resolve it. Drop your guard and lay your cards on the table and just resolve it. And also try to see things from the other person's side. The Hangman is like hanging upside down. It's about seeing things from a new perspective, not being stuck in your view. You may be stuck in a worldview and be unable to view things from someone else's perspective. So that will help in resolving this conflict, whatever comes up. If you really want to resolve it, you'll have to look at things from their side. You might be looking at it in a one-sided way. And that's causing part of the problem also. And this person, this Queen of Swords, could be causing some trouble also in terms of gossip. I just feel like someone is gossiping and causing problems. And so be careful what you hear. Don't act on what you hear. It may not be true. You may have to check into it. That's another thing about this card. It's about checking into what you hear. Don't just believe what you hear. Check into it. Make sure it's true before you act on it. Because someone may be manipulative or acting from a place of vindictiveness. And so it's a tricky situation when you have the Page of Swords and the Five of Swords. So good luck, Aries. I hope you work things out in November, and I hope you take advantage of all these great new beginnings that are coming up. You can make a dream come true with the Nine of Cups if you take the initiative. But again, you have to be careful of your communication style and how you're communicating with others, to avoid any conflicts or any misunderstandings. Be very clear and be understanding. Don't jump to conclusions, because Aries has a tendency to hear something and then jump without thinking, act without thinking. So give it careful thought before you open your mouth. You might regret saying some things. And so I wish you luck in November, and if you want to have a private reading with me, visit my website, and the link is in this description, tarotbyt.com. I do private readings by phone, by email, and by Skype, depending on where you live in the world. And I'm happy to work with you, and I wish you luck for November. Thanks, Aries. Talk to you soon.